Hello there soulmates, welcome to another interesting free tutorial online. I'm Precious, your favorite online tutor. So in today's class I'm going to be teaching you how to work with horsehair braids or crinoline and how to attach it to a 360 degrees flare with lining. Remember in our last tutorial we did how to attach it to an outfit or a flare without lining, okay? And I showed us how I did that to the hem of his skirt. So now so many people ask questions on how to do it with lining. So here is how to do it with lining. So the required materials will be your lining, and of course for this lining I'm using a bridal satin. As you can see, this is called Office bridal satin, and this fabric is Adire, or you can also use your Ankara fabric. So this is what I'll be using, and of course the main or the real deal, our horsehair or crinoline. Now you need an interfacing. So let's talk about wavy peplums. If you want your peplum to be wavy, you need to get the hard collar stay. But if you just want a normal or a minimal look, your hair stay or your paper stay is okay. There are some peplums you see that are wavy. And another secret to getting your peplum to stand is not to make it too long. So the standard blouse length is 24. It shouldn't be more than 24 or 25. So when the peplum, by the time you minus your front length, you know, from the full length, you should be left with about 8 inches or thereabout. So if it's more, when your peplum is more than 10 inches, it will not have, or it might not have that standing effect. That's another secret to having a well relaxed peplum. Okay, so mates, without wasting much of your time, I'll go ahead and cut my flare 360 degrees. It means I'll be dividing my round waist measurement by 6.28, okay? And I'll be placing this on fold. So I will show you how I place it on fold, just in case you don't know how to place it on fold. Okay, soulmate, so this is how to place your fabric on fold into 4. You can see this is 2 and this is another 2 on fold. So to make it easier, your radius plus the length. Your radius is the value you got from your waist measurement divided by 6.28. So you'll be putting it from this sharp point to wherever it ends here. So when you put it here, then you can now continue the length of your flare. So for this flare, my radius is 2 inches and 2.25, and then the length of this flare is just going to be 4.5 or 5 inches. For seam allowance, everything should be about 6. So everything I have from here to here, it's about 8 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark my radius and the length and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so I've marked out our radius and the length. Okay, now what we'll do next is to cut it out, and I'll be cutting this same shape from the satin, which is my lining. I'll cut it as well for the hairstay. I'll be using the hairstay on both fabric and lining. If you can't afford the hairstay, you can use a paper stay or a collar stay. And mind you, it has a different effect. So if you're using a collar stay, you want your peplum to be really bouncy, but I'm going to use the hair stay. So I'll cut it out now, and then we'll go to the sewing machine and join these beautiful pieces together. Okay, soulmates, it's time to sew this beautiful fabric. So you see, this is the lining part, this is the fabric part. So I'll be putting my crinoline on the lining part, okay, and I'll sew it around. So you can see that I've already used hairstay to do as my interfacing. You can use paper stay, collar stay, gum stay. It depends on the effect you want. So by the time we're done with this, you will see the effect. So what I'll do now is to start sewing it. Alright, soulmates, now I just cut it open because of course if you're working with a peplum, it should be open this way. So I'm going to place my crinoline. You can see I'm not going to place it from here. I'll place it at least like 1 inch away. By the time we start joining it, you understand why. So you place it. Remember, we are sewing it on the lining part. So you see the way I'm easing it in. Make sure you don't pull on the crinoline. You know we want to have that wavy effect. So this is how you just gently ease it in, you see, and sew it all the way. So this is how to sew your crinoline with lining, you see. So when I'm done, I would show you how to top stitch this and get a clean finish. Alright soulmates, I'm done sewing it. Remember, this is our fabric and this is the lining. So what you want to do to top stitch it, I'm opening it up. You see, your crinoline is going towards the fabric, but you will bring it towards the lining. So when you top stitch like this, it's really easier, you know, it makes it, you don't need to press it anymore, it's just going to stay. So but if you like, you can still press, that's just like an added advantage. So you can either top stitch from this part, the inside. I like to top stitch from the inside. It depends on the part you're comfortable with, but this is how I do mine. And I would just prefer to open up this way and top stitch. You know, make sure you're following this seam. You know, I'm flipping it over to the lining part and sewing straight. So that is how we top stitch. When I'm done top stitching, I'll show you how it looks like from on the right side. This is the wrong side of the fabric. I'll show you how it looks like on the right side. Alright, so mates, I'm done with it. You can see that it came out looking beautiful. Look at the effect of our top stitch. It is neat. Now if you had used hard collar stitch, to be stronger than this, and of course you get a bouncy effect, but this is just to show you. So in case you want it to be strong and bouncy, get your hard collar stitch. So what I'm doing now is to cut out the excess of the crinoline, and of course if you want to fix your zipper, what have you, you can go ahead and do it. So I'm going to put this on the dress form and show you what it looks like. Okay soulmates, I'm done and I just draped this lovely top on it. This is a miniature dress form actually, but I'm really liking how it turned out. Can you see? Wow, look at this view. This effect is beautiful. So this is it. See the back, I just tucked it in. Can you see how beautiful it is? Alright, so just make yours. You can see what the underneath look like. See how neat it is. Okay, this is a mono strap and it came out fine. Okay, so I hope to see your practicals. Okay, don't forget to tag me. You can do 2-step flares if you want. Till we meet again, I'm Precious. See you at the top. Bye.